What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Just started the Tomb Raider Legend of Lara Croft Netflix series. Pretty good so far. Definitely reminds me a lot of the video game. So, we got some shiz to talk about. I have been trying to sell Cyclops and Anubis for some time with absolutely zero messages, even at a very good price. Nearly 50% MSRP. And I will not go lower than my existing price. So I've been thinking up ways to keep them because I still actually really love these two busts. They're very high quality, very cool, very unique. And so I'm like, screw it, I'll just keep them. So I've been coming up with ways, and I believe I've nailed, the way I'll do it, and it will work. Additionally, even with me keeping them, I found a way to, still be able to display Celine 1/3 when she eventually arrives. So let me talk you through it for a sec, and then I'll show you the Photoshop. So I did some measurements based off Cinemaquette's website on the Hellboy line. Abe Sapien life-size bust, Abe Sapien maquette. The Hellboy maquette, and his base is very small. And then the Hellboy life-size bust. Hellboy life-size bust is the biggest piece. It's 19.7 inches wide. However, I'm completely fine if a little bit of his shoulder, is cut off by the TV. Like, that will not bug me. But doing the measurements, what I believe would be best is if we move this TV completely to the left of that shelf, where it blocks a little bit more of Marcus's shoulder. And I could actually even scoot each of these a little to the left and bring Marcus actually forward and to the left. But by doing that, I can fit the entire Hellboy line to the right. In essence, I can do this exact same look. Bust, 1/3, 1/3 bust. So in this room, on the TV, you would have the exact same setup, bust, statue, statue, bust, here and here, and then here and here. And technically Terminator. So we'd have 5 different displays where it's the bust, statue, statue, bust, which is ultimately my favorite look. I know I talked a little bit about how we do Abe Sapien life-size bust down there, but ultimately, of course, I'd prefer it next to its 3rd scale. That just looks much better. So we can fit the entire Hellboy line here. Now, I am going to need to change the garage shelving. Right now, frankly, there's just too many bars, too many smaller shelves. We got a small shelf there. It's too much. I want to do away with that because those black bars cause, there's just too many of them. It's better when there's less like this, these bigger shelves. Here we only have that big shelf, that big shelf. Everything else is the 36-incher, which I am doing away with. So I'm still going to keep one of these 36-inchers, and it's going to go over there because you can't do a 24-inch deep shelf over there due to the Spinosaurus shelf sticking, out into the display. So you have to do the 36 there. But then to the left of the 36 will be a 60-inch, 60-inch, 48-inch. And the way we'll be doing it is on the far left side will be these two. So they're going to go over there. Then right here, a 60-inch garage shelf. Think of it about right there to about right there. There to there will be the blade line. So in essence, think of these two, and then you'll have blade 1/3, and then Reaper bust, Reaper maquette. So Reaper maquette's going to go about right here. Then to the right, I'll do Pale Man, then him, Fawn maquette, then Fawn bust. I think it'll work better that way. So basically, Pale Man will be directly in front of me, and I really dig that bust. That bust is so cool. And in general, I love the pans line. And then to the right will be those two. So that is how you'll get the main TV look when I'm like watching TV. My monsters, vampire creatures wall. Now, right now, that's on a 18-inch deep garage shelf. But when I upgrade it to the 60-inch, it's going to be 24 inches. And there's actually quite a bit of space here for the Lycan. Like, his base is not very big. And right now, I have him kind of on the back. But as you can see, it's like a solid 5 inches here. And then we're going to add another 6 inches on top of that because the 24 inch is going to be here. So you'll have like all this space. So what I'm going to do is actually bring him forward, as far forward as possible. And behind him right here, where we, have some decent lighting due to this, right here, I'll be able to put Celine 1/3. So as I'm walking around, this light will be triggered. I'll have good lighting. We'll put Celine directly behind him because there's nothing to see behind him, like literally nothing. Like, I do not care about this. Ugly. But we can get Celine in this display behind him. It's not going to be, like a walking hazard or anything like that. But we'll be able to put basically Celine, like she'll probably go about right here, and she'll be pressed back to probably about right here. So she'll go from here to probably here, like nothing will be sticking out or anything. But we'll be able to get her in the underworld display because she's very crucial, very important to me. And ideally, I want her with this display. In a perfect world, I'd do her right there where the PlayStation is at. But obviously, we have the TV. So the next best thing, due to space, is going to be behind the Lycan bust. Now, it's not going to be super visible like when I'm like watching TV. It's more so like, when I'm coming over here, let's say I want to check out this display. Boom. Instead of seeing this, we'll have Celine here. And as you can see, this is all brought forward. Instead of having this giant thing, it's all going to be garage shelf. And it'll be brought forward a little bit because this isn't true 24 inches. This is 24 inches. So the shelf will be brought like that. So Lycan, in essence, will come forward to like right about here. So doing that will allow me to keep these two, still get Celine, and all the garage shelves are going to be specifically for that line. I'm not a big fan of how, right now, Pan's Labyrinth. First off, I don't like this double bar blocking his horn. And I'd prefer him on the right side due to his horn. He goes better on the right side versus the left side. The horn is too close to that fairy. Don't like that. So he'd work better on the right and this on the left. Additionally, I don't like how they're on separate garage shelves. I prefer them all on one shelf. I think that just looks better. Just like these two, they look great in one shelf together. If they're on like separate shelves, it just doesn't look as good for me. I try to pair everything in the same shelf as I feel it just looks better. Like Chucky, how it is. If, there was like a bar in between it, it wouldn't look quite as good in my opinion. It's very... it's not like a huge deal, but overall for the display, it does look better. Now, it's going to be a ton of work to do this. I ain't going to lie. The easiest way... Goodness gracious. Yeah, we're going to have to remove all the statues and remove 3 of the shelves, build 2 shelves, move the TV. Probably have to move the TV to the right first, and then set up everything on the left. Move this 48-inch to the left, do a 60, and then move the TV onto the 60, build the next 60, and move the 36 over there. And then put the TV back in the center, put all statues. And blade, this is actually 60 inches right here, just so you're aware. From basically right here to the end of that shelf is 60 inches. So that is how clean that will display look. I can basically display it just like this. The only difference is we're going to have the bust in the middle, and that will go directly behind him, but on the ground, so it's obviously lowered. But, and then we'll still do more or less this. We won't have this poster. I don't want the poster there. So that will be moved. I probably will put the poster just right there and remove that AVP poster. And then for the Hellboy setup, we're going to do a Mondo poster similar to this. This is a Mondo, but it's like reprinted. I'm going to do the same for Hellboy. The poster I like the most is the Hellboy Mondo. And we're going to do 18 by 24. And we're going to put it directly in the middle right here. So we'll cover, it'll be more in the middle instead of this one on the left like this. This is pretty tight, So, yeah, basically... that is the plan. And let me show you a Photoshop. It'll look obviously much better once it's set up, but, these two here, then you do this. And the way it looks as if the garage shelves will be directly in the middle of the TV, disregard that bar. That bar will not be there. You know, this bar will not be there, and those two will be switcherooed, you know. But yes, this should work actually really good. So the way the Hellboy line will work, now luckily that Hellboy 1/3, very small base, very small. And I'm going to angle Abe Sapien life-size bust diagonally, which will help with the width a little bit, not a ton. You can see his shoulders do poke out a little bit. I mean, frankly, it wouldn't matter a ton, but I will angle it slightly just so I can see it better. I will probably angle him so I can see him a little bit better. Hellboy will probably, do just like that, and then the bust will be just like that since his head is angled. And the bust is massive. It's 39 inches. That's literally like as big as my Dark Side bust, which, I was watching like lots of Comic-Con videos, and when people are walking by, dude, this guy's a beast. It looks so good. That portrait is absolutely insanely good. The likeness is uncanny. The detail in the teeth and the cigar smoking, unbelievably amazing. So, yeah. But, yeah, more or less, we're just going to have 3 garage shelves down low. Well, no, 4. So, this one in its own setup, this in a setup, this in a setup, and then that. And then top shelf, we'll have Celine directly behind the Lycan. And then that is the Mondo poster. Kind of hard to see. Let me show you a better pic. All right. For example, like here's one on eBay I could buy. I'm trying to see if I could print it out first to see if I can get it cheaper. If not, then I'll just buy it off eBay. But I like this one. I like the colors, the design. It's, more artistic looking, similar to my Blade one. So this is the one I'm going to go with, from obviously Hellboy 2, which is, where my line is from. But I think the poster like that would look sick. So I'll have the poster, it won't truly be between the 2 1/3. It'll be a little bit more to the left due to the wall. But yeah, I think this is the best plan. Simply put, I can't sell Anubis and Cyclops. I'm not willing to go any cheaper. Like, I'm not going to give them away for like $500 shipped, and then it cost me $250 to ship. I'm like, yeah, no way. They're great busts. I know they're very unique, and, people obviously generally try to collect from, like, movies and stuff like that, but I still do love the busts, and I've always been trying to think of a way to keep them, and I think this is the best way to do it. Now, Ape Sapien life-size busts, as of the filming of this video, has already shipped, and I get him tomorrow. I'm filming this Friday, October 11th. My Abe Sapien 1/3, as you know, is sold out. It was waitlisted on Cinemaket's website. My waitlist just converted. And my waitlist already converted for the Hellboy bust. Hellboy 1/3 is not up for PO yet. So it actually goes up for PO this month. So I'm going to pre-order it immediately the moment it's available. And if they also do the Tooth Fairy 1/3 or life size, I will buy that and I will display it between the 1/3s if that goes up for PO. Depending on the price, though, I'm not going to pay more than $400 for that thing. But yeah, I think this is a solid plan, folks. I've been thinking about it nonstop. Like, what can we do? Because I hate selling a good statue for a super cheap price, with a huge loss. That really grinds my gears. That's one of the reasons I didn't sell Hulkbuster and Primal and Predator sooner, just because I wasn't getting the prices I wanted, and they're great pieces. I will not sell a great statue at a huge loss. I'd rather hold on to it. If it's a crappy statue or just one I'm just not a huge fan of, I will sell it at a loss. I'm like, whatever, I just want to get rid of it. Don't care. I did that very recently. I sold a statue, several $100 loss, but I'm like, you know what? I don't care. You win some, you lose some. I want to get rid of this. I want it out. There's zero chance I want to keep this. And it's gone, and I'm happy I sold it. That one, I'm glad it's gone. So, but yeah, I think this is the best route for me. Now, here's the thing you may not have noticed. This display is perfectly symmetrical in the sense that there's an equal amount of life-size bust and 1/3. Think about it. Up top, you have 4 busts, 4 1/3. Down low, you have 3, 4, 5 1/3 and 5 life-size busts. So it's an equal amount of busts and 1/3. So it's very symmetrical. I know they're not like whatever, but if you think about it, 3 1/3, 3 life-size bus, and then alternating bus 1/3, bus 1/3. And then this is the exact same display. So I think it's a solid idea, folks. So I am going to be, doing the whole moves, and I'll make an updated video once it's like all set up. Of course, Abe Sapien life-size bus will join the collection at that time. Now, I'm not going to move Blade down low until I get one additional Hellboy statue. Like, I don't want to put just Abe Sapien life-size bus up there and that's it. I'm pretty sure the Hellboy 1/3 or Hellboy bust will ship next. That or the Abe Sapien maquette. They're both like within the next 2 months. So as soon as I get my second one, and frankly, I kind of hope it's the life-size bust Hellboy, because I really want that. As soon as we get a second one, then I'll move Blade down low. Until then, I'll actually just put Abe Sapien life-size bust down low in the Blade setup, and then once we get, obviously, the second one, like I just said, we'll put it up top and lower Blade. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted once that is, I'll do another video once this is all set up, but I did want to tell you guys the plan, because initially, if you don't remember the original plan, I was going to keep the garage shelves like this, do Reaper bust and 1/3, and then do Blade 1/3, Celine 1/3, and then I was going to do Abe Sapien life-size bust there and do 1/3 bust 1/3 up top. And that's not bad. It's definitely a little more spacious for the top shelf, but ultimately, I think this plan is better. I think this will work, and now I don't have to worry about selling these two because I could just keep them. They're great pieces. I can just keep them. It's fine, So I'm gonna get this done. I don't know. It might be like a week or so before I honestly do this. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. But yeah, we'll get this taken care of. This is the plan. We're going to stick to it. So anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.